Our stamp for today, as soon as this giant box goes away, brings us back to function notation. Function notation from a graph will be on today's quiz. So let's ask ourselves, in number 1, am I being given a value for x or a value for y? Yes. What value for x am I being given right here? -2. It's saying when x is -2, what's y? So I go to -2 and up. My answer is 1. Good. In number 2, am I being given an x value or a y value? A y value. It's saying y equals 2. So if it helps, on the quiz while you're taking it, lightly put y if that helps you see what you have. So I go to y equals 2. How many answers do I have?
1. So go to
2 answers. X equals 0 and 2. X equals 0 and x equals 2. And now let's talk, we're going to, yes. Sure, you could write x equals 0, comma 2. That's fine too. Jeffrey, what do you have for domain? Good. Range? Nice job. It's a coincidence they happen to be the same here. This is our domain and range. Whoever got the stamp 100% on their own, no corrections, go ahead and bring it up. Everybody else, let's transition to looking at some of those homework questions. Good job. Good. Last call for stamps. Okay. What I emphasize on the homework, I emphasize for a reason, because I am emphasizing the highlights of what will be present on your quiz today. In class, we got through up to I, yes? Oh, I did. Did you go online and watch the video?
we did A.
Do we need to go over this?
Yeah.
Well, let's see what you got. About almost everybody did this section. So what did you get for A?
8.
I'm going to keep writing until we say different. So if you disagree or agree, speak up if you think you got, if it's different. Did we all get 8?
Yeah.
Okay. How about for B?
-4.
C?
6.
D?
0.
Good?
2.
I don't know about 2. I do know about 2. Good job. We're switching gears. I'm going to change colors. Starting here, I'm being given a y value. So when I go up to 10, where's y? 2. Good job. And if we read carefully, it's saying find x. So I don't know x. I know y. When y is -2, so here's -2. Yeah, we have 2 answers. I trace over. Here's 1. Here's 1. So where are these values on the x-axis? -6 and kind of like 9.5. So -6 and -9.5. No, just the list is fine. How about for G?
-5 and -10, -5.
We do have multiple answers because we're saying when y is 0, where's x? How many points are hitting the x-axis right now?
3.
4. So there we are going to have 4 answers. What are they? Good. 4 answers. Domain of the whole function, the whole graph. Where to where? Good job. Range of the whole graph. Did you figure it out? Okay. So there will be a graph where I ask you to do exactly what we just did on our quiz. Let's talk evaluating. Yes. So let's talk about evaluating. let's do this one. F of negative 3. Am I being given x or y?
X.
X. So where I see x, I'm plugging in a negative 3. I get 18 plus 4 is 22. Raise your hand if you got 22 on the homework. Fantastic. What's different about this? I have a y value, so I plug it in for that output. So I get 16 equals negative 6x plus 4. Yay. I solve. Jeffrey, follow us. Subtract 4 from both sides. Let's sit up nice and tall. I get 12 equals negative 6x. Divide by negative 6. Divide by negative 6.
Negative 2.
X equals negative 2. Very good. How do we do on this, the one with the fraction?
I have no idea.
Oh, it's fun. Let's do it. So, g of 9 means I'm plugging in 9 for x, correct? How should I write 9 to help myself out? How do you write 9 as a fraction? Okay. Minus 5. How do I multiply fractions? Here's a hint. Look how I'm moving this. Jeffrey? Yes, but how'd you get that? Let's not use your calculators, use our brains. How do we multiply fractions? Yeah, straight across. 2 times 9, 18. 3 times 1, 3. And then bring this down. And what's 18 divided by 3? 6. 6 minus 5? 1. That's it.
What were you gonna say?
18 divided by 3. Now this is a little different. Here, I'll put this in green. Now I'm being given the output. 3 equals 2/3 x minus 5. How are we going to solve for x? What has to move first? Let's add 5 to both sides. So what do I have on the left side? 8 equals 2/3 x. That's gone. How am I going to clear this fraction? There's this awesome word that starts with an R. Look at that. Reciprocal. Good. What's the reciprocal of 2/3? 3/2. So I multiply both sides by 3/2. So now this is gone because any number times its reciprocal equals 1. So I just have x. We got to flip 2/3. Yep. What is 3 times 8? And then 2 times 1, right? There's an invisible 1. 2. So what's my final answer? X equals 12, and I'm done. This is not too much. That's algebra 1, my friend. Straight up algebra 1. Algebra 1. We'll start practicing these in our warm-ups. Yay. I'm going to make one just for Lewis tomorrow. Okay, there will be evaluating quadratics. And for anyone who is stuck on the back, the real-world car accidents question, straight up evaluating with a quadratic function. So if you got a little stuck on the back, I'm going to look at the back again tomorrow because I want you to try it once I do this example with you. We have calculators that allow you to type this whole equation in. I have no problem you doing that to check your answer. But you need to show me that you are comfortable with your order of operations. And this is what I mean. For m of 3, wherever I see x, what am I plugging in?
3.
Thank you. Okay, order of operations. So let's make sure we have this set up. Is this on your paper for that question? So let's get it down. Gabrielle, let me see your homework when you get a chance. This is required. I need to see the setup. What comes next? Can I do 2 times 3 is 6? Can I?
Yes.
Order of operations. What comes first? Multiplications or exponents? Exponents. So what has to that 2 is just going to stay. What's 3 squared? Good. And then now let's see. Minus 6 times 3? 18 plus 11. And then I got 18. Now we're just doing our math here. Good. 11 is the answer. So the key here is we have to do the exponent first. then multiply. What if I had been working with a negative 3? Just a quick side note. What's this? Is this 9 or negative 9?
That's negative.
Because the negative is positive.
Negative times a negative.
Oh.
Positive 9. Keep that in mind for the quiz today. Negative 3 times itself. Negative 3 times negative 3. Very good. Before we take our quiz, how do we do on this one? Do we want to see this one? What do we get as an answer for this one? Let me just put this solution up just so we are on the same page. We should have our homework out, right? Because we're checking, and if we didn't get the homework done, we should be taking notes. Had the graph at the top. For this one, h of negative 5, here's a perfect example. Negative 5 squared plus 1. What's negative 5 squared?
That's all positive.
Positive 25. Plus 1 equals 26. Now the second question is going to bring back some Algebra 1 skills, because how are we going to solve this? What am I going to need to do first? Minus 1? Yep. Ayana, what'd you get once you subtract 1? Fantastic. Who remembers last year how to finish solving that? Ayana? Sure? Careful. What undoes squaring? Who said square root?
I did.
I think she said it first. Nice job. Square root both sides. What is the square root of 16? 4, and I get 2 answers. Why do I get 2 answers? Remember that from, yeah, like, oh, I hear, yeah. I get 2 answers because, think about that. What is 4 squared? 16. What's negative 4 squared? Also 16. So when you're solving x squared equals 16, there are 2 answers, the positive and the negative. We're talking about why I have 2 answers right here. What's the front look like? I needed to see that in the bin. I'll put the credit down for you. We're trying to solve this equation, right? I'm trying to show you the reason behind why last year you put that plus minus. And I know your teachers talked about it. We're just talking about it again. When I square positive 4, I get 16. When I square negative 4, I also get 16. So that's why when we're taking the square root, we have to mentally realize that this is true, which is why we have 2 answers. Now on the back, if people didn't try the back, it's not scary. It just takes some work. I am given a quadratic function. This is all true data, by the way. No. But I do not want you to have this blank in your notes. So tonight, work with this function, and notice we're evaluating, which we just practiced. Okay, to get ready for our quiz, we're going to do one more real-world question, and then we're taking our quiz. 1 second. So I'm going to pass this out. I'll give you about 5 minutes to start. 5 minutes, and then we'll go over it, and we're taking our quiz. We have all had a chance to engage the problem, read it, get a sense for what this is about. Derek is putting a group together to go to Flight Trampoline Park in New Britain. He just got off the phone with them and told them, and they told him, there's a group deal for up to 30 people that he can take advantage of. His group can pay $50 flat rate for food and drink and $12 per person. He sent out an invite on Instagram and is waiting to hear back from everyone. How did you define variables, and how did you know? Who found the keywords per each or every? Faith, what you got? But remember, when we're defining variables, no numbers. So x is going to be number of people. Now, it doesn't tell me what my output is, but remember that this is always a total of some kind. So what is this entire question all about? What total do we have going on here? total cost. And now I am told, that's fine too, amount of money, that would be just fine. Linear equation. What's my general formula for a linear equation? F of x equals mx plus b. Very good. From yesterday, m represents... What's m? 3 words. 3 words from yesterday. Starts with an R. Not slope is on a graph. In the real world... There you go. Rate of change. Rate of change. Where's my rate? What's the rate in this situation? $12 per person. So there's my M. Now I need a... Said it. Didn't mean to start saying it. What's B represent here? What's B? Yes. In general, what did we call it yesterday? Started with an I. Initial, good. Initial value. And then I started to say for flat rate. So yes, $50 flat rate. You're just going to pay it once. That's your initial cost. There's B. So what does my model look like? F of x equals 12x plus 50. When you reread this, did you find a restriction somewhere? Yes, very good. Group deal for up to 30 people. What should I be writing above domain and range to help myself out? People, money. So is 30 people, is that for my domain or my range? How do you know? Good. So at this point, if you want to do set, do set. If you want to do interval, interval is fine too. I would take either of these. Yes, you do put 0. Very good. I was about to ask that. Yes. Yes to Lewis, and then yes also to your question, Faith. Now I have my domain. How am I going to go find my range? Do you have value? Remember, decide. Do you have x values or y values? X values. So we're going to do f of 0. I would never assume. I would always calculate. What'd you guys get for f of 0? 50. Awesome. How about f of 30? What's 12 times 30? 12 times 30? Good. Good job. So how am I going to write my range? You can do your set if you choose to from 50 to 410, or at this point I will also accept interval 50, 410. Awesome. 2 more follow-up questions and then we're ready for our quiz. As of this morning, Derek and 7 of his friends have said they're going. If no one else says they're going, calculate the expense. How much money does he need to collect total? How am I going to figure that out? What's given? Only 7 people are going? How many people are going here? Derek and 7 of his friends makes 8 people. Yeah, you have to include himself. Is people a value for x or f of x?
X.
So write a note. Value for x. And what are we going to calculate? F. F, but what do I know x is? 8. So we got to figure out f of 8. So you do it, I do it, we'll compare. See if we match. Where's your calculator? You should be trying this yourself. Borrow one of mine. Let me know if we match. But where's my label? This is just a number. What's the meaning of it? Yeah, get a label on there. However you choose to. Write a sentence, $sign, I'm happy with that. It's the day before the trip. Derek has collected $362. How many friends are going? What should I circle? I'm going to circle 362. Is this a value for x or f of x? Write a note. Value for f of x. Good job. So what's this going to look like?
So, 362 equals 12x plus 50.
Fantastic. Find out how many friends. I hear one vote for 26. I have a second to that vote. We're saying 26. What's wrong if I just say this? Thank you. 26 people. That's a good sized group. 26 people are going. Much better than just 8 when up here. Fantastic. Let's take our quiz. It's going to be a good day.